Hey there everyone, Katie Freiling here, and I'm hanging out today at a gorgeous park in sunny San Diego, and I wanted to take a few moments to share some of my experiences over the last weekend at the No Excuses Summit in Las Vegas, Nevada. But more than anything really, I'm going to share a personal story with you about myself to really show you that you absolutely can do anything you put your mind to. You absolutely can create any result, any success that you're looking for in your life and in your business when you have the courage to go where it's uncomfortable. When you have the total and utter willingness to step outside of your comfort zone and to confront your fears head on. Because unless you have this courage and this willingness to overcome your fear and to really see through it and to work through it, your fears, your limiting beliefs will continue to hold you back. They'll continue to keep you from really expressing the inherent power that you really have inside of yourself. So this weekend, I was able to share the stage with some of the online network marketing industry's top marketers, most successful entrepreneurs, and I gave an hour-long presentation sharing my own personal social media and blogging secrets and strategies. There were over 850 people there, and it was truly transformational. Trust me, the next live event coming up, you gotta be there. It is a total game changer. And I know not only for the 850 people that were there, but also for myself, being one of the speakers. So as I was on stage, I shared a personal story. So this is a story that I'd like to now share with you. That we're all human. We all have our limitations and blockages. It's just a matter of, do you have the willingness and the courage to work through it? So for myself, I grew up incredibly shy. So shy, in fact, that most of the time, I was just paralyzed by fear. I didn't speak very much. I didn't know how to be myself. And there was a lot of pain and a lot of limiting beliefs that were accumulated during that time of my life. Now, obviously, as I grew older, a lot of the surface level shyness had dissipated. But coming into this industry, coming into the path of being an entrepreneur just 2.5 years ago, mind you, I was completely confronted with all of my fears, all of my limiting beliefs about who I was and what I could and could not do. So all of these old fears that I had kind of buried deep inside of, I'm not articulate, I'm not expressive, this fear of being seen, of being heard. As an entrepreneur, especially in social media, when I started making video, I started really putting myself out there, there were a lot of fears and limiting beliefs that I had to work through. And essentially, it's just a matter of having the courage to do it anyway. So having the willingness to go where it's uncomfortable, do something that makes you afraid, where you're scared, you're nervous, and you're like, wow, I'm not sure if this is something I want to do. This is like totally bringing up my, insecurities. That is where you need to move forward. So I said on stage, follow your fear. Not in the sense to where you need to, be making yourself, miserable by focusing on fear. But if there's something in you that is afraid, that is like a little signpost that's telling you where you have the most potential to grow. Because it's only when we truly work through our fears that we can step into our true power and our true freedom, and that's when we can create the success and the results and the life that we're really looking to create. So for me, the first time I had to do a teleseminar, I was scared to death. I thought to myself before that, I could never do that. I'm not articulate enough. I'm not expressive enough, blah, 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 blah. But I did it anyway. Okay, I did it anyway. Even before I really believed if I could do it or not, I just said, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway. First time that I had to call a lead on the phone, I was scared to death, but I still did it, and then I got better. First time I did a webinar, I was so incredibly nervous, but then the more I did it, the easier it got. First time I launched a product, same thing. First time I spoke from stage publicly, same thing. So it's totally amazing when you can really move through where your greatest fears are. And once you get to the other side, you can say and see, wow, this is not so bad. I actually can do this. So the more you take action, and the more courage you have each and every day to go where it's uncomfortable and to do new things, the more your own belief in yourself will become reinforced and re-energized and reinvigorated. to the point where you are just so bursting with power and confidence in your own abilities to truly do anything that you put your mind to, that no fear, no limiting belief can hold you back anymore. And it's such an empowering thing. I don't think there's anything more empowering than doing what you're most afraid of. And whether you succeed or fail, it doesn't even matter, because at that point you've already succeeded. Because most people will run from their fears. Most people will avoid it. And if you do have the courage to do so, to go where you are afraid and to do things anyway, regardless, that is when you really will find your true innate power. So it was a very transformational weekend for me to speak in front of 850 people, to give an hour-long presentation, and I wasn't even nervous. I was completely comfortable and at ease on stage, and it was a breakthrough for me because, like I said, I've had this journey of breaking through different barriers with my own, nervousness about really putting myself out there. So for you, I'd like to challenge you to really find, okay, well, what's my next step that's right past my growth edge? What is it? If you've never made a video before, maybe it's that. If you've never done a teleseminar or webinar, maybe it's that. Okay, if you've never done a certain type of marketing or a blog post, take that first step, because it's only when you do, when you take action, that you will become more and more empowered each step of the way. So I'd like to now share with you a few clips from this weekend. Now, I didn't have, I unfortunately left my flip cam at home. I can't believe it. So I had some clips from a friend who was sitting in the front row during my presentation that I'd like to show you. And there's a pretty magical thing that happened while I was on stage. These two birds, these two pigeons, actually snuck into the casino. I have no idea how. They snuck into the casino and came up to the side of the stage while I was speaking. And it was so magical because as I was walking off the stage, the two birds actually flew up out over the audience to, up to the top of the room. And as I was walking off, I kind of, saw them doing it, so I motioned. And it was just such a magical thing to have birds fly into the audience after I was done with my presentation. And to me, it was just, such a sign that I am on the right path, that I am doing what I'm meant to be doing, which is communicating, which is sharing the messages of empowerment and inspiration for you, for all of you. So I'd like to share this video clip with you, and please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and if you're willing to take that next step to go where it's uncomfortable in your own life and in your own business. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. I hope to see you at our next live event. Trust me, it's really when you can totally catapult yourself to an entirely new level. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.
Katie Freiling. Left field and has just built this huge following, this huge tribe, if you will. Yeah, a lot of times it's a tribe here. And just building that following. And so I love everything she's doing. I want to have a women only event kind of. I just had that idea. Yeah. Without further ado, the Katie Freiling.
Giddy has lots of fans.
Katie has lots of fans.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this information with you today. Have a wonderful day.
What an exit. The birds flew away. Yeah, what an exit.